Hi guys, welcome to episode 18 of myBurgerLab recipes. Today, I'm gonna take on a very unique challenge. Now, we do have a burger on our menu that is called the Juicy Lucy. So what is it? It is actually a beef patty with a cheesy center, wrapped with bacon, and topped with pickles, mustard, and the good stuff. However, it is a painful burger to make. Number one, the center is not always cooked evenly, and sometimes the outer layer will always get overcooked. Now, I'm gonna tackle this challenge and come up with a new way to redesign this burger without all the inconsistency with the old version. Alright, what do we need today? Keeping in mind that we're redesigning this burger, I'm not going to keep to the same recipe. I'm going to redesign this burger as a whole. So every single ingredient, topping, sauce will be different. Now let's get prepping. For topping, I will have pickles, and then there is a special glaze that I'll be making today, which is a shoyu chili oil glaze. So once the burger is cooked, I'm going to glaze it on there real nicely. Next, we have our milk bun as usual. So there's two ingredients that I'll be introducing that's new today. One is a ready-made shredded cheese. The other one is beef streaky. Now, beef streaky is also known as beef bacon, but because we can use the word bacon, so they call it beef streaky. It is halal certified, it's good to go. I know some of you are saying, hey, nothing beats the real thing, but hey, we are a Muslim friendly channel. Now, for the sauces, I'm keeping it very pure today. We'll be using pure ketchup as the top sauce, and then for the bottom sauce, it'll be whole grain mustard with a little bit of mayo. That's it. I will be cooking the beef burger a little bit differently, and I'll show you how to build it, and you can do this at home. However, the beef burger that I choose to use today, because I want it to be really cheesy and juicy, I'm using Wagyu beef. I'm gonna get it out right now, and I'll show you how to assemble all this and cook it really easily and quickly so that you can enjoy this at home as well. Let's go. Alright, that is our blended Wagyu patty. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to separate out just a little bit. Alright, portion it out a little bit. This is about 125 grams. What I'm going to do, I'm going to spread this patty apart, and I'm going to add equal portion of shredded cheddar into this mix. So the idea here is, when you cook a Juicy Lucy, you don't want just a molten cheesy center, but I want the cheese to be found in every part of the beef. So this part here is going to be mixed with a lot of cheddar. These two small parts will be the outside layer of that beef patty. Alright, it sounds a little bit complicated, but it's not. Let's add some cheese to this, and you understand what I'm trying to say. Now we're going to take about 30 grams of cheese and add it to this blend. So now you don't want to work the meat too much, but you want to make sure that the cheese is evenly distributed. Now you're going to be asking, that's too much cheese. What's going to happen when you cook it? Now don't worry, when cheese is cooked under a hot griddle, it develops a really nice cheese crust. So I'm not worried of that. Now what you're going to have is a beef blend that has all this cheese that's oozing on the inside and every single part of the patty, and not just in the center. So I'm going to form this. Okay, now that we have this ball here, we're going to slowly pat it down into a patty shape. I'm going to wrap this up and put it in the chiller for it to set. Alright, so now we have these two small little meatballs. We're going to set this to a side and use a baking sheet. What we're going to do is we're going to put this here, fold it, and press it to be as flat as possible. What we're going to do is we're going to take this meat and cover that Juicy Lucy. It's not going to cover the whole thing, but it will do the job. So you're going to go as flat as possible. There you go. Alright, now we have this too. We're going to dump this in the freezer for a while. First, we're going to make the soy chili glaze. Now, we're going to have Shoyu Bros soy sauce. Now, we have this special chili sauce that is made for tiger beer. Don't worry, there's no beer in there. It is actually chicken rice chili mixed with hot sauce. And this is a sauce that's designed to pair very well with Western food like pizza, like burgers, and even local street food like your char kway teow or your chicken rice. So we're going to mix these two together and then finish off with a little bit of lak yo. So this is actually spicy sesame oil. We're going to mix all this together and we're going to put it over the burger when it's done. So you don't need too much of it. Just a touch of soy sauce, a touch of chili. Alright. You know, when I eat bakjang, I love to add soy sauce and chili sauce together. It makes a really good combination. And then just a touch of oil. Alright, and there you have it. Just mix it around. And later, we're going to use it as a glaze. Next, we're going to make a whole grain mustard mayo. So it's just two ingredients, mayo and whole grain mustard. I'm doing equal portion. And you just mix it together. Voila, done. Next, we're going to prepare our streaky bacon. Very easy, just open up the pack. Okay, let's do one slice. I'm going to cut this in half so that it can fit in the burger. And we're just going to slowly pan sear this until it's crispy. Let's go. So medium heat, a little bit of oil. Alright, once the oil is hot enough, you lay it down. So remember to use medium to low heat so that the moisture can evaporate and your beef bacon can slowly crisp. Alright, one side is done. We're going to flip it over. Again, you want crispy. So you want to render all the fat out. Alright, I like to sweeten my bacon a little bit. So what I'm going to do is before I pull it out, I'm gonna add a little bit of honey here, and we're gonna take this while it's still hot and crispy. I'm gonna put it in, just mop up the honey. So later, once we put it in, it's gonna be nice, crispy, and sweet. Alright, we're gonna put this aside and let it cool down. So we have our 2 frozen pieces of beef skin, if you can call it that. Next, we're gonna layer on top of it that cheese patty that we have. Alright, the other top layer, go straight up. Slowly removed it. There we go. Perfect. So now your cheese patty has an extra layer of skin outside that is designed to crisp up and form a crust without the cheese. Alright, I know it's not perfect. But the idea is there. And yes, a little bit of the cheese will melt out. That's fine. As you will see later, it'll form a really nice crust. Alright, there we go. You have a Wagyu cheese encrusted patty. Now, make sure you have a semi-hot pan ready when you're doing this part. Now, we're just gonna salt the patty a little bit. Remember, this has no seasoning. Add it down. Now, we're gonna season the other side as well. Now, you must be wondering, why are you not adding pepper? I'll add pepper later in the cooking because I don't want the pepper to burn. Alright, you can see the golden bits. Those are the cheese that's melting and forming a nice golden crust. I'm gonna flip this patty. Woo, look at that cheese crust. So you see all these bubbles? That's the cheese oozing out. But we've got so much cheese in there, don't worry. Even if it oozes out a little bit, it forms a nice crust around the patty, using the patty to sweep the corner. Alright, we're gonna flip it over. Look at that, beautiful. Now, I'm gonna make the ultimate cheese crust right now. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a slice of our sharp cheddar, put it on here, and put the patty over it. This is gonna slowly melt, but at the same time, it's gonna form a crust. Alright. Alright, as you can see, that cheese crust is forming very nicely. We'll just wait a little bit more and we'll pick it up. So once you see that the crust is nicely formed, alright, and you're confident to pick it up, okay, do that and put it on your plate. Now I'm gonna flip it over. Look at that beauty. Perfect cheese crust. Alright, so internal temperature is still a little bit on the low side. We're going to keep it in the oven to make sure that inside is about medium done. To bring a little bit more flavor out of our tomato, I'm just going to use the same oil. This is Wagyu beef fat, and just pan sear it. So for my tomatoes, I like to add a little bit of flavor. Just crack a little bit of salt and pepper, and it will just amp up the flavor. Look at that color and browning. Alright, once the tomato is done, nice and soft, and you can see that the color is there, we'll move it to the side and get it ready for the assembly. So for toasting our buns, very simple. Keep the same pan, add a little bit of butter, make sure you have that little jar of water on the side, put down your bun, make sure it soaks up all that fat. Alright, this is a mixture of butter and Wagyu beef fat. Okay, and then leave it to toast and steam for the next 4 minutes. Let's pick out our patty. It's been sitting in there resting for a while. Oh, and that nice glossy bacon as well. There we go. Alright, let's check if the buns are ready. Oh, so soft and fluffy. Okay, let's see the bottom. Woo, nice. Now, this buns, I have to admit, has been frozen for the last 1.5 months in my freezer. But the technique to revive it is very simple. Generous amount of butter or fat on the bottom, and then a little jar of water for steam, and you will be able to revive the bun into that fluffy state. It looks like it's good enough already. We're going to pull it off the heat, and we're going to assemble the burger. Let's go. Alright, everything is ready. I'm very excited. Bacon is nice and crispy. The patty, oh my god, it's so big and bouncy, right? And we have this really nice cheese crust that's on there. Alright, we're gonna assemble this burger. Again, the idea here is to see if we can make a really juicy patty with cheese inside that's in between all the meat. And when you bite into it, it's a good blend of cheese and meat rather than just a cheesy center. So we're gonna put a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of tomato, basic stuff with pickles. Main sauce is ketchup on top. And then we have our whole grain mustard mayo. And of course, a little bit of that soy chili glaze. Yeah, I'm really excited. Let's make this burger. Let's start with the bottom bun. Whew, still nice and steamy. We're gonna go with that whole grain mustard mayo. Next, a nice leafy bed of lettuce. And then our grilled tomato. Oh, it's really nice and soft. I like my pickles, so we're gonna put some pickled cucumbers. So this is our BurgerLab pickles. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's got chili padi in it. Really flavorful. Next comes the patty. I'm gonna flip this over. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. We're gonna glaze this. Amazing. So it's gonna have all that sweetness, that acidity, that umami-ness. Now I'm gonna touch this a little bit. I'm gonna add 2 slices of the beef bacon. Alright, let's check out the sound. And the top of it, soft, fluffy, perfect, as a bun should be. Do some ketchup. Let's top this up. Voila! Alright guys, that is the Juicy Lucy 2.0. Not available at the lab at the moment, but I'm just trying this out. It does seem like a lot more work, so I'm actually very concerned on releasing this into the wild. But that being said, let's try it to see whether it works in the first place. Are you ready to give it a go? I am. Let's cut into this burger. Alright, look at how juicy it is, and you can see bits of cheeses in between the meat. I can't wait to take a bite into this. It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna start from the cheese crust side. So juicy. And with the cheese crust, you got the melty cheese, you got the crunchy cheese. This, to me, is better than a Juicy Lucy. You get everything that is combined together in such a harmonious way, rather than just one big lump of cheese in the center. Can you do it with more cheese? Absolutely. I need to find a way to incorporate more cheese into the patty. The crunchiness, the layer of crunchiness, you got the crunchiness from the pickles, from the patty, from the cheese, from the bun. You heard that? All that juice. It's like sipping beef and cheese juice. One more bite. This, my friend, is what a Juicy Lucy should be like. It is a little bit more complicated and a lot more work, but if you do this at home, I assure you it is worth every single second you put into it. I hope you have fun making this at home. Every second that you put in making this burger will be worth it, I assure you. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed making this for you, and I think that's it for now. Take care and stay safe during MCO. Cheers, guys. Now we do have a burger in our menu. Now we do have a burger on the menu. Now we do have a burger on the myBurgerLab. Two sauces that we'll be using today is pure ketchup, and then Now the other 2 sauces that will be completing this burger today will be just pure Heinz ketchup and a whole grain mustard. Actually, I'm not sure if this is actually even gonna work. That is the Juicy Lucy.